Hello, hello, hello. Here we are. So, hello, everybody. I was just visiting the stream of Bearded Tinker, and I guess some of you guys were also there. And I know that he put his stream this way that he is pointing everybody to my stream as soon as his stream ends. So maybe some people get in here too. Hey, Thomas. Great that you are here. I'm honored. Yeah, I saw already some questions today, which is really cool. So I'm here for you, answering questions, mostly about Home Assistant. I saw already things happening in the chat, which is really cool. And hey, Joseph, and all the other people in the list. Yeah, and what I'm actually also going to do today is to give you a sneak preview of the release of Home Assistant that will be there this upcoming Wednesday. Actually, my video of tomorrow also shows some of that because I had to create an automation for that video, and the whole automation part is going to change. So I thought, well, let's just use the new automation interface, because it doesn't really make sense to use the old automation interface if the new automation interface is being effective. That is also not good English. You know, I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes I use words that are a bit off. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. If that is not the case, please let me know in the chat. So yeah, I already saw some questions in the chat. Let me look at that. I saw two people asking the same question actually: how to get up a free remote access to Home Assistant without using Nabokasa. You can do that. There are different ways to do that. Everybody makes his own choices. I would say Nabokasa is the best solution. Also because you support developers of Home Assistant, and you can use this brilliant platform. By the way, I'm not part of Nabokasa, so this is not speaking for my own church. But yeah, if you want to support this platform and want to keep using it, then I would say go for Nabokasa. It's the easiest way, but there are other ways to use that. What I personally do, I also do not use Nabokasa. Now you would say, hey, but you're not using Nabokasa and you're saying you should use Nabokasa. Actually, what I'm doing is I am supporting the developers themselves by supporting them on GitHub. So I'm paying them straight through GitHub. So that is how I do that. So that's also an option. What I used when I started with Home Assistant, actually, I had the same thing. When I started with it, I thought, oh, why should I pay for this? Everything is free. And well, actually, nothing is free in this world, but okay. So I started to work with that. And what I did is that I use DuckDNS with Nginx as reverse proxy. So if you want to use that, search for DuckDNS with the Nginx on YouTube or on Google, and you will find some great things. Oh, Bear the Tinker and their viewers just joined. Hello. Thank you. And let's see. So you can use that. There are more ways to do that. Actually, I think Louis from Everything Smart Home created a video maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago about how to set it up. So you can use that too. So go to his channel, to Everything Smart Home, and then you can use that. So yeah, I'm going to go. Hello. Hi, everybody. So Yeah, I'm going through the questions first. Actually, there was already a question which sort of is not on the list anymore. I don't know why, but it had something to do with motion sensors. I don't know what the question exactly was anymore. So if you are in the stream now, please let me know. And Thomas, you just subscribed. Wow, thanks. Um, Bearded Thinker is on his third gin. Hey, Andre, this is going to be great fun then. Yeah, Thomas, totally right. Port forward on your router. Yeah, that's also a good idea to do. I used reverse proxy, I think, because I wanted to use the duck DNS name also on my local environment. And in the end, I'm not using that on the local environment, so not sure why I did that. But anyways, somebody asked me about something with motion sensors. The question, for some reason, is no longer in the chat. I'm not sure why, but if you're here, just ask again, and then it will. I will see if I can answer it. So I'll go do a quick round through the chat first. Before I go, I'm going to show you other things because I also have other things to show today. Stefan, hi Ed, can I use triggers to create one automation that to read out Nord Pool's hourly electricity tariff, and announces each increase? I've now 10 files. I'm not sure. Um, I, I should try that myself. I'm not using that Nord Pool's hourly electricity tariff. Maybe if you can send me some more information about it, then we can try to build an automation that reads out. Yeah, I'm not sure. Regards from India. Oh, someone from India. Hello. Great. Okay. I also saw your answer, Stefan, about to set up Google Voice with HA without Nabokasa, but I think your answer is just about setting up TTS and that it's not going to work because you're not. I think the question is more about what I just said. So more about getting connection remotely because you need remote connection first. California, John, hi. Hello, question. How can we play radio from HA to an Echo devices? Tried some example, but it keeps saying an error on Echo saying that we can use only notification services. Can you advise with a tutorial? Yes, I would like to do that, but I do not have Echo devices. I only have Google Home devices. So it's difficult for me to do that as long as I don't have a device like that. If I have it, I will definitely create that for you. Another issue is with SVSCAM, especially with the battery model, not able to add it to HA even with the code over the device. Yeah, same story here. No SVSCAM in this house. So yeah, that's also always, that is the thing with Home Assistant. Everybody has his own setup and his own devices. So every situation is different. So yeah, that's difficult to answer. You thought, okay, Thomas thought he was subscribed already. Let's see. I'm expecting Andre from Bearded Thinker. I expect a lot of funny comments from you today because you are a funny guy anyway, always. And now you're drinking your third gin already. I guess this is going to be a blast this evening. I'm on my second vape refill. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, let questions just pop in. I have a couple of things that I would like to show you today. First, let me go to maybe this screen. As you can see, this is my my Home Assistant screen, and what I do, and I would, well, you guys can really help Home Assistant, and you can do that by enrolling into the beta program. And that is might be a little bit tricky because you probably have like your production environment at home and only one Home Assistant environment. But if you enroll in the beta program and also uh, go to the Home Assistant Discord channel, the Home Assistant beta Discord channel, then you can give valuable feedback as soon as the beta goes live. So the beta always goes live a week before the release. So the Wednesday before the release. The release is every first Wednesday of the month. So last Wednesday, so the 2 days ago, 3 days ago, the beta went live, and then you can already see all the nice new stuff that is in Home Assistant in the new release. But you can also give feedback on that and say, hey, I see this, but it doesn't really work for me. And now, so you help getting you are really helping to make this platform better. Um, so I enrolled in that, and you can do that by going to. Oh wait, let me just do one more thing. I always forget this. Why am I always forgetting this? Okay, let's go. The hotkey. Okay, so now I have this yellow thingy, and you can see that. So if you want to enroll into, okay, I have to stop the chat a little bit so I can go respond. Well, okay, let's just don't do that. So you can enroll in the beta channel by going to settings, and then I believe going to system, and no, where is it? Oh my God. Now it's not in hardware, is it? No. Oh, you're already seeing things here. I think it's in, where is it? It's somewhere over here. That's weird. I expected it to be in the system. It should be somewhere here. So anyways, normally there was, I'm gonna, okay, we have to go through every single thing because I cannot find it straight away, and I really thought it was in system, and then in updates probably. Yeah, it's in system and then updates, and you see that I already enrolled in the beta channel, and I can leave it. So what it is, if you enroll in the beta channel, you can just leave the beta channel if you don't like it, and then you get your, let's say, your latest Home Assistant install back. So that was just a quick thing to show you that you can be part of the beta testers of Home Assistant. So I already showed you one thing, and that is if you go to settings and then to system and then to hardware, you see this new interface here. That is showing the processor use and the memory use of your device. This is new, and it's quite nice to see if something is going on in your Home Assistant. If you think, yeah, maybe I suspect something is wrong, then you just look at this and you see if there's a problem with your CPU usage or your memory usage. I'm mostly going to show you some front-end things. So I'm not going to talk about the Bluetooth integration. I think that Bearded Tinker already did that in his stream before. So this is one of the things, and then the thing which is really going to change. Let's see, that is the automations part, and that is quite a big change, because it means that what has changed over here in the automations part. Let's do it like this. So what changed in the automation part is well, actually means that no tutorials that were created before this release are valid anymore. And it's I mean, you can look through it, but they are not like perfect. You cannot follow it to the well, perfectly anymore. So you have to a little bit tinker around it. The older the I'm really curious about the automations. Yes, Peter, I'm going to make this. Yeah, you're right, Thomas. They're close enough to be usable. Absolutely, that's what I wanted to say. So, some people, I sometimes get messages. Actually, today I got a message from a video of 2 years ago, saying, "Yeah, but the configuration is not exactly the same anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's true because it changes and it evolves constantly. But most of the time, you will find a way. So there's small changes." Um, so here we go. Ta 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 ta. Drum roll. Settings, automations, and scenes. So let's set up a new automation. Create automation. I'm not using blueprints. I never use those. So I'm starting with an empty automation and bam. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I forgot to change my screen. Wait a minute. Okay. So here we go. Settings. Sorry about that. Automations and scenes. Now we're going to create an automation. I also said I'm not using blueprints. So start with an empty automation. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the new automation screen. Actually, it is like a front end overhaul. There are some extra things in there, but most of the things are the same, so it's much cleaner now. And I'd like to set up just one simple automation to show you a little bit of what you can do now here. So you have a much cleaner screen now. I don't have an old version of Home Assistant running here, so I cannot show you the version. But if you look at your own version and you're not running the beta, you can do that. So I can give the automation a name. Let's say test automation. So it now has a name. There are some automation settings here, the description and the mode. They were previously, I believe, always inside. So now you don't have them. They don't, take up much space. And now you can do multiple things. So you can add triggers, add conditions, and add actions, and you can do multiple things in there. So if you click on add trigger, can we use the processor using the dashboard? Yes, Anas, you can, but you have to do that in a different way. I can show you later today. Um, so I'm going to focus now on this automation. So I can do add trigger, and for instance, now I can select the different trigger types. So let's say device, and for device, I'm going to say motion sensor. Do I have an office motion? Yeah, I have an office motion sensor. And now you already see that the name changes of the trigger. So now you see that it's already says office motion sensor occupancy started detecting motion. So if I collapse this, you actually see already what's in this trigger. So you don't have you don't have the whole. Yeah, okay. I'm in the office. There is my motion sensor is over there, and you saw that it was triggering. So you can click it, you can expand it, and then you can change the trigger values over here. So actually, I want this. I want this office motion sensor occupancy starting detecting motion. And what I can do now is, and this is a little bit annoying because I'm in front of that motion sensor, so we will get this message more often. And now we can go to the menu, which also changed. There are new things in the menu. You can now give this trigger a name, so you can rename it, and you actually see that it already has a name here. And this name for me is now okay, but I can, for instance, say my office motion sensor has been triggered, for instance. what I also can do is I can add a trigger ID, and that is called edit ID. And if you do not know what trigger IDs are, watch my video about trigger IDs, because they are really valuable and they save you a lot of automations. Because with trigger IDs, you can add multiple triggers in one automation, or you can handle multiple triggers in one automation. So I'm going to say, in this case, let's say motion detected. So it now has an ID. And I'm going to add another trigger. So let's say that motion is not detected. Stopped detecting motion. Office motion sensor. I'm going to say stop detecting motion. And now I'm going to say I only want an action if it stopped detecting motion for 5 minutes. So if there was no motion for 5 minutes, then do something. Most of the time, you don't want to do something immediately if your motion sensor stops detecting motion, because it might be that you're sitting still behind the desk, like I'm sitting still now, and that you're sitting so still that it will, if the motion detector doesn't detect motion, that, for instance, the lights go off immediately, and you don't want that. You want to sit still for, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes, or, well, not sit still, but not be in the room. So I'm going to say 5 minutes here, and you see that it also gets a name automatically: office motion sensor occupancy stopped detecting motion. Now, because of the I use this example a lot because it's really simple and a lot of people understand what this is doing. Um, and it also gives a little bit of an idea what a trigger ID is doing. I can also add a trigger ID here, but because of the fact that in the actions, I am not going to use the trigger ID for this thing, I won't give this trigger a trigger ID. So I will leave this like it is. And now we are going to, well, I can also add a condition, of course. I can say, for instance, let's say time, and that I want that it only happens after 12 o'clock a.m. and before, let's say, 6 o'clock p.m. So so you can add a condition if you want, but it's not. It's just an example. Now we go to actions. So with actions, you also see you have a new button here, add action. And for instance, we can. Oh yeah, okay. So we want to add an action, but we used two triggers here. The motion sensor has been triggered, and office motion sensor occupancy. I hate that word. Stop detecting motion. So I can go to actions here and I can say, okay, if my motion sensor has been triggered, I want to turn on the light. And if it doesn't detect motion anymore, I want to turn off the light. So I'm going to add action, and then, well, I want an if something happens, then I want to do something. So I'm going to choose for an if then. You can also choose for a choose option here, but that choose is normally something that you use when you have more than two triggers. So I'm going to say if then. So if then, and now you see here that this also changed a little bit here. Um, perform an action if, so if, and I'm going to add a condition for that if. And what that condition is a triggered by, because I'm going to trigger based on a trigger ID. So I'm going to choose for triggered by. So I'm going to perform an action based on the trigger ID, I must say. And I'm going to choose the trigger, and you see that I can now choose the trigger motion detected, which I added here. So that is this trigger ID is now the trigger ID that I'm going to trigger on. And then based on that trigger, so if the motion is detected, then I'm going to add an action. So again, oh, okay, wait a minute. I can also, again, rename this. So I can rename the trigger condition. So maybe I can do that later. Um, And there's more that I can do in that new menu, because there are new things in here. Well, you see the testing is here, is now also in this menu. It was first, was it somewhere, I think up here where it was shown in the older interface. So we're going to add an action. Add action. Let's say device. Make it simple. Office front left, which is one of my lights. Turn on office front left. So now you see that the then, it has also a name, turn on office front left. So if I change this name, this trigger condition, so let's say rename motion is detected, and I make this smaller, then you see that it's already sort of human readable, because now you can see if motion is detected, then turn on office front left, which is much easier to read than how it was in the past. So that is something that is really nice. And I'm going to add an else. So I'm going to say add else, add action. So I'm going to say device. I'm going to choose my office front left again. And I'm going to say turn off office front left. So now you see if motion is detected, then turn on office front left, else turn off office front left, which is a really good readable thing. Now I can test things by clicking on test here, which is also has a new location in this interface. Now, condition did not pass. I can run the specific action. I'm not going to do that because then my light turns off. So these are new things here in the automation editor. So it's much more readable, I think, and I think there will be much more things released in the upcoming months, because there is also actually because Frank told me. So yeah. So that was the automation part. There's more to show, so I will show another thing in a couple of minutes. But I saw in my eye, on the left side of my eye, I saw the chat going. So I'm wondering if there are any questions. I'm scrolling back up a little bit. Okay, let's see. High Street with tech. So there's a lot of talking about drinking. Not sure if I have a gin vape. That's a good idea. Okay. Antonio de Christi. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. Hi Ed, long-time follower and learner. Question for you. What's the best or easy and safe solution for car presence? For instance, automatically open your garage door when you drive up the drive. Any ideas? Yeah, there are multiple things. I think, let's see. Well, what you can do, it's actually what I'm doing presence in presence detection in multiple ways. I do it. I'm using the companion app on my phone. And next to that, I'm also using my router to see if my phone connects to the Wi-Fi. And that is most of the time the quickest way, in my case, I must say, because you might have a different case. But in my case, it's most of the time the best way that if my phone connects to Wi-Fi, then it knows that I'm going home. So basically, if you have your phone in your car, um, well, if you're coming home, then probably you are in the car, and then you can also see if your phone connects to your Wi-Fi, and well, it depends a little bit if your router supports it, and if there's an integration for that. I have TP-Link, which works, and I know that Ubiquiti also is supported. TP-Link is used with a Hex integration. Ubiquiti, I'm not sure if that is Hex or if that is a default integration. So that is one thing that you can do. But yeah, I think that is also the safest way, because then it actually knows that you are the guy that is coming home. Okay, Neil McRae, I would like to know what people are doing for person presence. I'm not sure if people answered your question already. You can see that if I go to this screen, you can see that I also have that here. I also use person presence at home by actually looking at the person entity. So if you go to, I cannot show everything because then I reveal my some of my data, I think. So what I do is in the person entity, then I add my devices, and it looks like this is twice the same device, but it's not true. One device is my companion app, and the other device is, well, actually the entity that is been shown through my router connection. So basically, if my phone is being detected to be at home, then it shows that I am at home in this list. And as soon as, for instance, my son or my daughter are home, they are not home at the moment, then they are added to this list. So what I did here is, maybe I can show you a little bit how that works. Not sure if you know how the conditional card works. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Sorry, edit dashboard. So let's edit this. So you see that I have 4 cards here. I have a card for me, a card for my girlfriend, a card for my daughter, and a card for my son. And they are shown when they are at home. And I use the condition card for it. And let's go to show code editor. I'm not sure if well, I can also show you in the visual editor. So basically what it is saying, if the entity add, so what I just showed you, let's go over here. Where am I? I cannot do that. One moment. I want to open an extra. Okay, so people add. So because of the fact that these devices are connected to me, if I'm then if those devices are at home, then that device will say that I am at home. So the entity will have a value, and that I will have a state, and that state will be home. So if my state is equal to home, then it will show my card, and the card is, well, just an entity card, and it is a Mushroom entity card. And you guys might already know that Mushroom is really hot at the moment. A lot of people are using Mushroom cards. And last Wednesday, I also understood that the guy who created the Mushroom cards is now also one official member of Nabukaza. So I expect a lot that there can happen a lot with the way how Mushroom works, and changes in the dashboard's interfaces. So I have that for me, and I have that also for my girlfriend. So what you can do is you can add a conditional card in Home Assistant. Let's say add card. There is the conditional card, which is, I believe, a standard card. Where is the thing? Help. Yeah, the conditional card. You can add a conditional card. You can choose an entity. So you can say, okay, on what condition do I want to show something else? So you can choose a certain condition, In my case, it was like add person add state is equal to home. And then if the state is equal to home, then show a specific card. Let me say I just showed my person card, but I can also say, for instance, let me show a light. It doesn't really make sense, but it is fun to show. So basically what it now shows is office indoor if I am home, and if status is not home, then it shouldn't show that card. And indeed, it doesn't show that card because I'm at home. So then it shouldn't show that card. So that's how that works. Okay. I think that was more than enough to show about that. Okay. Oh, by the way, advertisement, you can sponsor me. And if you do that, if you be my patron or join this channel, then you will get access to my new video that will go live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central European time, but I will disclose it to all my members and followers. Well, no, all my members, so all my patrons and all my members of this channel right after this stream. Next question. Oh my God, now everything is about gin and drinking. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, yeah, more about the automations. Maybe that's maybe because I forgot one thing when I showed you this screen. So let's go over to automations again, because there's another hot thing. Let's create a new automation. So for people that just came in, I'm not sure if there are new people in, but there is a new automations interface starting this upcoming Wednesday, and you can already see this because I run the beta. So we can add a trigger again. And what's really nice this time is that the state trigger is something that changed also. Because with the state trigger, what you had to do in the past is that you could choose an entity. Well, maybe I can choose my same example that I just used. And then you had to type in the state of that entity to trigger. And that was sometimes a little bit of a tedious process because you do not know all the states for a specific entity. And then you had to go to the developer tools and go to states and look it up there and see, okay, what are all the possible states for a specific entity. But now in the new interface, you can just click here and you can choose the states. This is saving a lot of time because it automatically finds the state. So I can now say, okay, entity add state is home, do something, or state is away, do something, or I get another entity, for instance. Well, light is not very, yeah, maybe I can do that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, away is, of course, that is maybe something that's, I don't know. But now you see, I can check if the light is on, if it's off, it's unavailable, or if it's unknown. So that makes life a lot more easier. So this is also one of the new things in the automations part. Oh, wrong screen. Oh, I guess I forgot to power up one thing. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Next. Oh, okay. Always when you're trying to demo something, I think I forgot. Yeah. This is not going to work, is it? If you're not putting it in a power plug. So, one moment. I had an extra camera, but that camera is not working if it's not powered. So let's see if it works. Can we use the processor used in the dashboard? Yes, you can. As you can see, I like to close this. If you want to know how this works, by the way, I have a video about kiosk mode, and that explains how this works. And this. Oh, again. Okay, here we go. So if you want to know how this works, and this, I have a video about kiosk mode, so watch that video and then you can make it super clean, your screens. But that was not the question. The question was about the processor used in the dashboard. And yes, you can do. If I have an option server here, and you can see, oh, something has removed here because this is the authenticated integration, which is no longer there. So that is why I have this empty spot. That is also, if you have a new version of Home Assistant, some things break. But you see, I have the CPU usage. CPU, oh, no. Yeah, processor usage. I have the processor usage, and I have the temperature of the CPU here. So what is the processor usage? If you want to know what that is, let's click this. And then number 5. Processor use. That's the entity processor use. And now, okay, let's just find out where I got that entity from. I did this a long time ago, so I have to find it myself too. I'm going to entities. IP, central processor use, system monitor. Oh, the integration. Integration is called system monitor. So if we go to integrations, and why don't I find it here? Let's see. It might be that where did I think it is a custom integration. Let's see if I go to Studio Code Server. And if I go to my configuration.yaml, I'm not so sure if it's in here. No, it's not in here. Then maybe it's an hex integration. That can also be. No, front-end then. Wow. I don't even know where I got this from. Let's see. Anyway, I think if we look for Home Assistant system monitor, that will be. Yeah, it is. Oh, it is in sensors. Yeah, it's probably in my sensors. So if I go to Studio Code Server, and then I have this sensors.yaml file. Yeah, there it is. So what I did, and I think that's good practice to do, is that you cut up your configuration.yaml. So if you go to your configuration.yaml file, what you can do in the top is somewhere here. I made an include file of YAML file locations section there. And you see all kinds of things that I include here. And one of the things is sensors.yaml. So sensor includes sensors.yaml, which basically says that all my sensors are in the file sensors.yaml. That's not totally true because all my template sensors are in my templates.yaml. But anyways, for sensors, just now let's say that they are in sensors.yaml. So I'm going to sensors.yaml, and there you can add all your sensors. So you have everything in one place where it belongs. And you see here, here's system monitor, platform, system monitor, with all the resources that you can show. So basically, this is a very long answer on a very short question, because that question was, can we use the processor using dashboard? Yes, you can, by using this. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, Sevak is still on at work. Sevak is always here. Not today. That's a shame. Okay, Streetwiz Tech. I like the new automation, but still prefer Node-RED. I've migrated all of my automation into Node-RED. Yeah, you can do that. Actually, I'm going to show you. I wanted to do one thing in this live stream, which is a new Hex integration, which I'm going to show you, and that might be some sort of best of both worlds between Node-RED and the automations of Home Assistant. I didn't try it yet, so it will be totally live. Everything can go wrong, but let's see how far we get. So I'm going to show that later, not immediately. The thing about Node-RED is I'm not a fan of Node-RED, and I have multiple reasons for that. I mean, it's totally perfect tool to use. If you like that, just use that. I totally understand if you're not a developer, if you don't want to do much in code, but I still think that if you want to do some complex things, then in Node-RED it will also be complex. I don't think you need Node-RED. I think you can do everything with Home Assistant automations. I never ran into one single use case that I couldn't do in Home Assistant automations with the use of scripts and helpers and automations. And sometimes also with some custom sensors. But yeah, that is maybe because I've been in IT for over 30 years, and I developed in so many languages that for me, it's common sense to use the default automation part of Home Assistant. But I will show you, I think within, well, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I will show you something else that is, promising, but we will see how it works. I've got a contact sensor, Sturos. Hi, I've got a contact sensor on fridge which sends TTS to let me know if left open. How can I get repeat TTS notification until it's closed? Oh yeah, that's a good question. I think I can show you an example if you like. I guess you do. On how you can do that repeat function. I cannot do the exact same thing, but I can show you a little bit how that, I can show you an example on how you can set that up. So let's say we are going to, first change the screen. Yeah, I now see your thumbs up. Going to settings, I'm going to automations and scenes. And let's set up a new automation. Start with an empty automation. And the new automation is repeat TTS messages. Something like that. Okay, well, that is our repeat. Now, for instance, when a door sensor is open, I have a door sensor. I also have door sensors, so I'm going to say device, and I'm going to change another. I'm going to pick another door sensor. Let's say my garden door, which let's say that is your sensor for your fridge, right? Garden door left contact open. So the contact has opened, and let's say it is opened for. In the case of a fridge, it's open for more than, let's say 1 minute. then you want to have a message. Did you say that? Did you have context sense of which if I left open? Yeah. So let's say if it's open for more than 1 minute, you want to have a specific message. Then you go to actions. And then what you then can do is you can, oh, wait, no, I'm going to make it even better. So garden door left contact open, and then I'm going to give it an ID. So I'm going to say door open. And now I'm going to add another trigger on device, garden door left again. And I'm going to say garden door left contact closed. And that is that I'm not going to set on in minutes or seconds, because at the moment when the door is closed, you want the message not to be read out loud by your Google speaker or whatever speaker you have. Well, you don't want a TTS message. So now I have two triggers: garden door left contact opened and garden door left contact closed. So now we're going to actions. I'm going to add an action here. And what you can do is you can add a repeat action. Well, maybe I'm wondering if I should start with a repeat action. No. I'm going to start with an if-then. I'm going to start with an if-then. So I'm going to say add condition triggered by door open. Then you want to do something. So if the door is opened, you want to do something. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to add an action. And this is something, I'm doing this by heart now, so it might be that it's not not completely correct, but anyways. And now I'm wondering if I first should say, yeah, I think I'm not sure if I have to do that, but now I'm going to call a service. Call service. Yes. Text to speech. Say text to speech message. And then I'm going to say, okay, I want to play it through a certain speaker. Let's say my Nest Mini. Where is it? Nest Mini Office. I'm going to say message. If I have to put it between quotes, let's say the door of the fridge is still open. So what I'm now doing is that I'm saying, this is basically what you now have, I think, is that as soon as the door is open, then the text-to-speech is saying that your door is still open. But then you want to repeat that, repeat that, repeat that, repeat that. So I'm going to add an action, and that is the repeat action. Surprise. And now you can choose for account, so how often you want this, but you can also do a while or an until. And in this case, we can also choose a while, but I'm going to use an until here. So in this case, I'm going to say repeat this action until the condition triggered by is, oh, I forgot to add the trigger ID here, sorry. Garden door left contact closed, edit ID, trigger ID, door closed. I hope you can still follow me because I'm going a lot faster than I'm going in my videos, but you can, look it up. This stream will stay live or will stay online, and you can just look it up later if you want to see it. So door closed. So now I hope that this is working, that I don't have to refresh. So repeat an action until trigger condition is true. So until the door is closed, then do again call service, TTS, say a TTS message, message. Let's say again for the mini. Yeah. And then say, the door is still open, stupid. And then add an action. And I would say maybe it's a good idea to wait for a time to pass here to say, okay, give that message, let's say every 15 or 30 seconds. So let's do it like this. So let's see what happens now if we make this smaller. So, and I think this is the only thing that I have to do. So basically what you're doing now is, let's just collapse everything and see if it's readable. This one is not readable. So I'm going to change this name, rename. If the door is open, is opened. So if the door is opened, then say, now I can also give this one a name. So rename. So I can say, warn me that the door is still opened. It's really great, this new interface. You can make it so easily to understand like this. So if the door is opened, then warn me that the door is still opened. And then I'm going to say, repeat an action. So let's rename this also. I'm going to say, repeat the message until the door is closed. If I open this, and that actually says until door closed. So I can also say here, for instance, I can also rename it this door is closed. But you get my thing right. So repeat until the door is closed. Repeat text to speech, say in a TTS message. So say the message again. Wait for 30 seconds. Then it's going back into the repeat. It's going to check if the door is closed. If it's not closed, then it will repeat the message, etc., etc., etc. I think this is the way how you should do this. I didn't test it. Maybe it has to be fine tuned a little bit, but I guess you have enough to work with here to get this to run. I see there's a lot of people talking about this while I'm doing this. So yeah. Let's see what you have for. I'm just scrolling down. Let's have to run, have fun. Okay. I'm not sure that will work. It feels to me like you would run forever because it started by the open trigger. On the other hand, if it restarts because of the close trigger, you're golden. Think you had nightmare getting kids to close any doors. Yeah, Stu, I have exactly the same thing with my son. My son is 17 years old and he forgets literally everything. So I already had to throw everything away from my fridge because he left it open for like a day or so or a night. And yeah, this would also have saved me. So yeah. Um, Yeah, Thomas, I think it has to be double checked. I'm not even sure if I have to leave this on single or on restart. That is might also be something that you have to play with. That I'm not totally sure. But anyways, it is an example, and I think Stu, you will get that. I can't get my kids to put stuff back in the fridge. They close it fine, but with all the sensitive stuff left on the table. Yeah, that's another thing. Wow. Yeah, kids are awesome. uh, okay, let's go. Um, okay, I want to show something else. yeah, I want to show something else, which is in the new release of this upcoming Wednesday, which is also really cool. Um, there is now this joke going around that Frank is like the front-end developer of Home Assistant, because he is not. He's a back-end developer, but he did a lot of front-end work here. And I know Frank and I go way back, since like 2013 or 2014 or something. We worked together for the same company. He worked there as an employee, and I was hired for doing things there. So it was quite a surprise that he works with Home Assistant, and then I was working with Home Assistant, and I was like, "Hey, Frank, what are you doing here?" So yeah, so we talked to each other a lot, and well, he created a lot of things actually for the new release. Not only him, of course. I don't want to give him all the credits. There are a lot of people working on this, and everybody deserves the credits. But yeah, there's a new thing also in here which I really would like to show you guys. By the way, if you don't know that, oh wait, let's do it like this. If you don't know that, when there is a release on the first Wednesday of each month in the evening at, I think, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I'm not sure if it's 8 or 9, there is always the release party of Home Assistant. So and then all things are shown there which are new, and it's much more than I'm showing you now. I'm just giving you like the tip of the iceberg a little bit. um, but anyways, I'm going to show you one more thing. If we go to settings, oh no, I didn't save that automation. It's so valuable. And we go to devices and services. There is a new helper, and that helper is so super cool. It's really cool. If you go to create helper, then we have the schedule helper. Look at this. So what you can now do is that you can create a schedule and use that in your automations. And when the time is marked in your schedule as a time when the automation should run, it will run automatically at that time. And you can do it for a week. So for instance, let's say, um, well, let's say I have um, multiple types that I have to get out of my bed in the morning. Not sure if that is a valid use case, but maybe. So sometimes I have to get out of bed at 7, sometimes at 8, and sometimes at 9. So I can say, let's say wake up, give it a name, wake up schedule, wake up schedule. And then we can say on Monday, I have to go out of bed at 7 a.m. But I can also say, for instance, during this time, this automation has to run. So maybe my use case is not that valid. Well, okay, let's say between 7 and 7:30, and between 8 and 8:30, and here, okay, sorry, between 7 and 8. And Thursdays, I don't have to get, no, well, yeah, Thursdays also, but then I have to get out of bed at 7:30, and I want the automation to run during this time. And on Fridays, I don't have to get out of bed, whatever. So I'm going to create this wake up schedule here now. And now I created now this wake up schedule. Actually, this is the first time that I'm using this, so I didn't test it yet. So disclaimer. So I can also change this afterwards. But the thing is now that I can create an automation. So let's go to automations, and I'm going to create an automation. Starts with an empty automation, giving it a name. Wake up. Submit. And now I'm going to add a trigger, and I think now it's a good way because I didn't really test this. It's not calendar. No, it's not calendar. Would it be state? Might be state. Wake up time. Wake up schedule. This is the one, wake up schedule. And now I can say if it switches to on, then do something. I'm not going to create the action. You will get it. The action will probably be play something through my speaker. But the thing is, what I just did was that what this automation is doing is that it keeps track of this helper that I created here. Wait a minute. Go away. Settings. Where is it? Helpers. Helpers. Wake up schedule. So that this automation here keeps track of this schedule, and as soon as this basically everything which is not selected here has the state off, and what is selected has the state on. So as soon as it is, for instance, Wednesday or Monday at 7 a.m., then it will this automation will see that the wake up schedule turned to on and something happens. And that makes things much easier, because in the past you had to create multiple automations to get this to work. And now you can do that in one automation. So I hope that is a little bit clear. Let's see if there are some comments on this. Dan, now I have to add a door sensor in my fridge. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that was another thing that I wanted to show. Let's see. Let's go over to the next question. Oh yeah, the question was Node-RED. Yeah, HA Tinkerer, I'm not sure when you asked the question about my thoughts about Node-RED for automation versus HA native, but I already told that I prefer HA native. If you want to know why, you have to rewind this stream a bit, and then you will find the answer there. Okay, let's see. Never used. If you get stuck and need it. Okay. Let's leave. Oh, HA Tinker was gone already. Yeah, that is the thing is, you know, I get so many questions, but yeah, I when I'm explaining something, then I cannot read the chat. So yeah. I would love to have custom buttons. Oh, to turn some. Okay. Time for a drink. Okay. Yes, Bearded Thinker. Okay. You gave it away. But well, let's do that. I see only one more question before I go into the next topic. Is better weather integration and open weather map? I'm not sure if there is a better weather integration and open weather map. I personally use open weather map for my garden watering system, which I have a video about. So if you want to watch that, then yeah, you can do that. You can create a fully automated open watering system. It really works brilliant. But I'm not sure why the question better weather integration and open weather map. For me, it's a very good weather integration, and all the things that you need more, you can do with creating template sensors in there, or sensor templates. template sensors. And in my video, I also explain how to create template sensors for that. Robin, tablet, are you Dutch? Yes, I am. I am. Can you hear that? Wow. I thought my English was flawless. Not? Okay. So, yeah, let's go to this experiment. I never did this before, so let's see how this will turn out. It might be a total disaster, but there is a new integration in Hex that has something that looks a lot like a Node-RED. And Stu, thank you very much for your support. Thank you. That's really cool. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, you know, guys, I have to say it. I'm doing this work all for my savings. So basically, uh, I give all this information for free. I'm only living off sponsorship, as and that, yeah. I mean, if there's no sponsorship, then it will end in the end. So Stu, thank you very much to do this for sponsoring me. I um, this is the only thing that I do, by the way. I do not have another job. So this is Home Assistant is my full-time work. And next to that, and you might also have seen that, is that I'm studying to become a music therapist to help people with mental issues. That's a personal thing that I really would. I want, after more than 30 years in IT, I wanted to do something for people, and that has something to do with a very bad accident that I've been in 3 years ago, where I almost died, and I got the idea like, okay, so now I'm going to do something for people and not for computers. So that is so yeah, that was my 2 cents for this. Let's see. I want to show you something. Let's go over to this screen again. So there is a new Hex integration, and guys, what you're watching is at this moment is my production environment. So this is a little bit tricky what I'm going to do here, but the thing is that on my test environment currently, I reinstalled my test environment like 2 days ago, and I didn't add any devices yet to it. So I have to show you this in my production environment. So if the lights turn off and everything is, and I'm gone suddenly, then it's because of this Hex integration. So fingers crossed. We go to Hex and we go to, I guess, front end, but might also be an integration. Let's go to integrations. Explore and download repositories. Let's see if it's already here. No, it's not. Okay, then we are going to find out how to install it. So this new integration is called Shortumation. Not sure if this is the correct one, because I also see there's a, yeah. This is the correct one. Take a backup. Yeah, living on the edge. So Shortumation is something new where you can create automations in Home Assistant, but more like, not like this. Why am I seeing this? Oh man, that's not what I want. Wait a minute. I can show it like this. So this looks a little bit like Node-RED. So let's try and install this and see what happens. I'm totally curious how this works. It's new. It's still very beta, but let's see together what we can do and if we can get this to work and if it works. So what I normally do is go through the README, see how you can install it. Add-on. I hope that it was already in Hex, but oh, it's not in Hex, it's in the add-on store. So supervisor, add-on store, manage add-on repositories. Okay, then let's do that. settings, we go to the add-on store, add-ons, add-on store, click on the three dots. Oh, you cannot see that. Wait. Poof, now you can see it. Repositories. We are going to add a repository here, which is that GitHub repository. Add it. Close. I think I have to refresh. Ooh, short automations. Let's see. Let's install this. It looks promising. You know, the thing the thing that I have with with Node-RED is that I am one of those guys that creates automations while he's late in bed before he goes to sleep. So I'm doing that on my phone, and I don't think that really works with Node-RED. So that is also one of the reasons why I use HA automations. So yeah. Anyways, let's just install this. Let's see what we are going to run into. Exciting. I'm brave to test this in my production environment. Yeah, I hope so. I'm especially brave because my girlfriend is watching TV now in the living room. So okay, well, let's turn on everything. Auto update, why not? Let's make it even more exciting. Show in sidebar. Oh, we have a short automation here. Start. Okay, I didn't read any of the documentation yet, so let's just see if there is something that basically it's a guide thing. Just try it and see whenever you will fail. So I click on short automation now. I turn on everything, yeah. I know. Oh shit. All my automations are in here. Holy crap. Ooh, okay. Well, let's try one. Oh, it already picks up all the automations. Like 107 automations. Now we know that I have 107. Rabbit in a headlight moment. Yeah, exactly. That is. I'm only doing this for you guys. This is pure entertainment. Turn off all lights at midnight. That shouldn't be a very hard thing to watch. Click on it. Nothing happens. That's promising. Select automation. Trigger automation. Delete automation. Let's not press delete automation. I'm wondering if I have to create a backup now. Nah. I'll be fine. Yeah, I know, Thomas. I was also very brave in pairing my whole house with the new dongle E. That was also a very good idea. It works. It works, but there are still some caveats there, I can tell you. But anyways, I just opened this, so let's see what happens. So it shows me triggers at this looks quite nice. It's a simple automation. Let's go for the simple one first. So basically what I do at midnight, if the television is off, then turn off all the lights in the house. Then turn off all the lights in the house. And when the television is still on, then do not turn off all the lights. This is not always very good. Well, this is not one of my best automations, because when I have friends and visitors over at my house and they stay late, then well, we had some times that we were there and it was 12 o'clock and we were drinking and having fun, and then all the lights turned off, and then we had more fun about that. So yeah. um so triggers, but mm, okay, yeah, this just shows everything. Okay, click on this state. Wait a minute. What we are going to do, let's just create a new automation with this. I think that that might be a good way to go. There's like this, the interface is a little bit, maybe I should click here. Yay. Yeah, that's right. Oh, add. There's an add button. Always like a button that has the same name as me. Add. So we are going to add simple automation. There will always be edge cases. This is how Ed ends his relationships live on YouTube. Yes, you are. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, it's better that I do it wrong and then like 50 people, how many people are 44 people, do not have to do the same thing. And so I'm I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So triggers, add a trigger, device. I can also choose YAML. Oh, cool. So I can also add a YAML part. I can enable it. I can disable it. Probably the new things are not in here already, like renaming, um, because that is from in the beta. Trigger ID. Oh, I can add a trigger ID. Let's say motion detected. Let's do the motion detected device. Okay. Oh, what was that? What? Hmm. There's an animation in this automation. Stop it. Oh, my smoke sensor just beeps. Yeah, that is not because of this. That has something else. Wait, I'm going to. Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you for your support, man. Really great. One moment. I'm going to turn down. You see that little? Wait, wait. You see that little white thing over there? There, that thing. That's a Hi man. Hi man. Hey man. Hi man. Smoke sensor. And I can tell you, if you use the new dongle E from Sonoff, the battery of that thing drains within 2 days. That's not good. So, and now it's beeping. So I'm going to get it out of the ceiling and hope that it doesn't beep anymore. One moment. I'll be back in a second. So that is this thing. I really like these motion sensors. Sorry, these smoke sensors. But with that new dongle E, there are some battery power devices that get really drained very fast. Not the Akara ones, by the way, but the Philips ones, and no, not Philips. The Akara one, not the Akara ones, but these things also get drained really fast with it. So yeah, I was. It will be solved. But yeah, there are some devices that act a little bit iffy. Anyways, we go back to where we were, the teaching mode. Motion detected device. Okay, you already see that some strange things happen here. Yes, Street with Stack, that is the new smaller Sonos Zigbee device. So let's say Office Motion. Wow. There is an interface thingy going on here. So Office Motion is sensor. The action is. Oh, this is not really workable. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. I have to remove the battery, of course. Otherwise, it keeps beeping. So, end of life battery. Bye bye. This is not really working, but change status. Oh, change status, entity. What is this? No. Office motion sensor action. Turned on. I think it's turned on. Office motion LED indication. No. Action. Okay, again, triggers. This doesn't really seem to work, right? Device. Again, office device. Yeah. Let's first search for device. Office motion. Office. Office motion sensor. Create. Yeah, trigger office motion sensor, but that doesn't. I guess with action. No motion, no update. Motion. Yeah. Okay, so the interface is a little bit. There's definitely work to be done with this. Not sure why this is happening, but anyways, we managed to create a trigger. Give it a trigger ID. Motion. Expected. Save. I'm not seeing really the node red part in here, to be honest. It seems to me still like it's the same sort of interface of the automation of Home Assistant, but then with the different fields, but not like dragging and dropping and. But maybe I'm missing something. So let's say, oh, can I just yeah. Wow. What is this? Light turn off, all lights at mid. No! Duh, that's not what I want. Why is it picking up that? No. Wait. Okay. Are you sure? Yeah. Cause lose all work done. Okay. We're going to make it easier. Office. Motion. That is. Why is it happening? Acting like that weird. Motion. Okay. Create. Then conditions, and then what? It's not. I mean. Yeah, and now we are going to create an action. Basically, this is the same how it works in a Home Assistant. So it's not that device, light, dot. Oh, that doesn't really work. Office, front, left, action, turn on. Why is switch.zone off? There is not switch, not so. Now, I'm not sure where it gets these names, but it seems that it's still very iffy. It to me, I'm not sure what your idea is, but to me it looks like basically the same way how the automations in Home Assistant look. If you go to the, let's say, settings, automations and scenes, create automation, start with an empty. It looks a lot like the new interface of Home Assistant, actually, of the new automations, because now you have add trigger, add condition, add action, and in short automation you basically have the same. So you click here and you add another action, but that is, I expected that I could, for some reason, drag and drop things like, you know, but it's not that at all. Let's pick up a more complex automation of myself to see if what it does. Let's say yeah, maybe can I search? Yeah, oh, I can search. Right. Well, maybe this one. Here, this one. Switch based. I think this is switch based on temperature. Okay. Ooh. All right. Okay, so basically it's a different way of showing automations condition. So this is an if then. Might be a choose even. And, I think it's a choose. I'm not so sure if this is more readable than. Okay, let's pick up this one. So this one, and let's also show it in the interface of Home Assistant. Those sorts. I think that's this one. Now I'm curious what you. Oh, I was looking for the edit button. I'm curious what you guys think. So this is the new interface of Home Assistant. So what this thing is doing when the current temperature from the bedroom, I didn't change anything. This automation is an automation that I created with the older, well, with the current production version of Home Assistant, the current release of Home Assistant, but now it shows in the new release of Home Assistant. So this is how the new release shows my current automations. So triggers when current temperature from bedroom is above input number total target temperature, so above a temperature that I put in the helper, or when current temperature of bedroom is below input temperature condition. Yeah, if the automation should be on. Choose between three actions. If I open this, yeah, that's a lot of. I guess it's a lot of text. Trigger condition, time condition. If I change the names of all these things, then probably it would be more readable. And then in short automation, it looks like this is the same automation, but this is how it then looks in short automation. So this, I must say, if I look at this, it is better readable. So for me, it's now more clear. I have two triggers, toasted on, toasted off. If the automation may run, this is something that I often do. I create helpers to thanks, Ariette. Ariette's my girlfriend. Love you. So uh, um, so if well, I'm a little bit I'm speechless at the moment. Let's say, okay, so what I often do is that I create a helper that stores if an automation may run or may not run. And you can say, yeah, but you can also turn off and turn on the automation. That's also true. But yeah, I think this will be as bad on mobile. Well, let's try this Street Wiz. I have my phone here. Oh, well, why should I even bother? I can do this. Wait, wrong button. So this is how short automation looks on your phone. I would say that's not going to work. Nope. Let's say on an iPad Air. Nope. Well, maybe if I click on one. Nope. No, this is definitely not going to work on your phone. No. Oh, yeah, of course. Well, not of course. Oh boy. Yeah, and we're back. Post this was the one, I think. Yeah. So it looks kind of readable, but I think there's a lot of more work to do here. I like this that you. I mean, this part you have the choose. I think it's a choose. Let's see if it's a choose actions. Yes, it's choose between 3 actions. So that is how this shows. So basically, you see the 3 actions here, the choose conditions. Not sure why it's showing 3 there, and it's showing. Seems that it cannot render it correctly. Anyways, this might be enough for now. This was my my live test of shortomation and how it works. It seems there's still more work to do here. It is a lot of work, I guess, that this guy put into this. It's not. It doesn't look very simple. Yeah. Okay. Well, any questions about, or let's see if people have an opinion about shortomation. I tried out shortomation, but it couldn't render all my automations. Yes, I don't. I think it cannot. Oh, I'm actually going to remove it now from my system. Yeah, that's uninstall. Uninstall. Okay. So StreetViz, no, it's not usable on my phone. Looks like crap. Yeah, no, well, crap. I wouldn't say crap. I think there's a guy who really put all his love into this, in building this, and it's just saying it's crap. It's like, yeah, I think he's trying to make to flatten the curve more for people that work with automations, to make it more readable. Okay, Streeters, thanks for warning my girlfriend. I think she's watching this stream now, maybe too. I don't know. And it says 26 like we can do better. Yeah. Okay, like the new HA better. Yeah, I like the new HA interface also better. Stefan. Yeah. Let's see if we have more questions, because I haven't watched the chat a lot. Anything's my gets, yeah, that's what I've seen. I do have one product to show. It's not that it's something that I don't really know what to do with, to be honest. Since I switched to an iPhone, my home away state is unreliable. Limp 15,000. iPhone seems to stop responding to ping. but also put HA companion to sleep. Am I missing anything? No, I think I have the same experience with my iPhone. That's why I was really happy that there was a hex integration for my TP-Link deco system. Because with that TP-Link, I can now see if somebody is registered to my Wi-Fi network, yes or no. And if it's registered, then he's home. So that is for me now the go-to way for presence detection. Uh, okay, backups, yeah. You can also switch Chrome to phone mode. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I think you're right, Street Wiz. I think anyone that tries to flatten the curve for adoption can only be a good thing. More people using it makes it more likely to be around in 10 years from now. Yes, I think so too. I'm really curious what Home Assistant will look like in in 2 years. There's so much going on at the moment, so many great things, and yeah, I have a very good feeling about this, to be honest. Let's see if I can show you this. Oh, it's already ready. Hmm. Okay, maybe I can show that. I'm a little bit tinkering with the following. Let's put this chat a little bit. This chat. No, it's not in the way. So I got a 3D printer, which opened a whole new rabbit hole for me. And that is really cool because you can create all kinds of nice things with that. So, for instance, this boat that everybody knows who has a 3D printer, because it's basically creating a little ship to see how good your printer is um, set up, how good you set up your printer. And this thing, which my video will be about tomorrow. Oh, wait. Okay, so let's make the boat bigger. We need a bigger boat. Doom, 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 doom. Anyways, so this boat is something so that's what you start with, and it was really funny. But what I wanted that printer for was to create boxes for my DIY things. So I created this box, and this is what my video is about that will go live tomorrow. And for all the members and Patreons, they will see it right after this stream, because you get a message in YouTube or in your mail based on if you are a member or a Patreon. And then you can already see that. So I think I got created quite a nice use case for that. I'm not giving away everything. No, I won't. But the funny thing about it is, I'm not sure if you know that, but if you have a 3D printer or if you want to buy a 3D printer, these things are like very cheap. They're like 200 euros. And so then you don't, well, then you have an Ender, and a lot of people think, Ender is not that great, but it's actually not a bad printer. It's totally not a bad printer. It really works well. I created more things. Wait a minute. There we go again. For instance, I printed this thing to hold my guitar picks. Well, it looks pretty neat, right? And it's printed with an Ender, so yeah, looks really nice. So okay. And what is really cool with that, yes, Johnny, it's an ultrasonic distance sensor indeed, and I got a very nice use case for it. But if you get that printer, it is, you feed the printer with files through an SD card, but you can also use Octoprint. And I really want to show this just a little bit. It's a little bit off topic, but it is fun because Octoprint actually is also integrated in Home Assistant. So I can also show you that in Home Assistant that I created. if I go to, I think it's house, and I go to 3D printer, then I can see all the status of my printer and what the temperature is and what it's doing. Currently, it's doing nothing because it's finished printing. But what's so fun with this thing is that you have like a lot of sorry, you can add um, if you have a Raspberry Pi, an old one like a Raspberry Pi 3 or so, you can install this software on it, which is called Octoprint. And with Octoprint, you can connect Octoprint straight to your printer, and then you can control your printer from your PC, but you can also monitor it. But you can do much more like that. For instance, you can add a webcam or connect a webcam to your printer, to your sorry to that Raspberry Pi, and then you can see that webcam. You can see your printer. Now, well, it's not doing anything now because it is ready, but I can also control it. And what I just wanted to show you is something that I added today is Octolabs, which is also an add-on, and then you can create really great time lapses. So let's see the last time lapse that I created today. I think it's this one. I did it this evening because my last print, there was a little bit of a problem in there. It's rendering. Okay, let's see how that looks. Look at that. Ah, it's still wrong. Ah, shit. Yeah, there's something with this filament that makes has a problem over here. You see that? There's a line in there, and this looks iffy. Oh, no, I don't want to do anything with my volume. But anyway, it looks really nice to create oh, to create time lapses with it, and that works really well. It's also very good if you have like TikTok or something. People like these kind of things. So if you have a 3D printer, if you want to buy, or if you want to buy a 3D printer, um, then Octoprint is a very nice software to install. Yeah. So now only one product to show, and then I think it's almost when we are almost finished for today. I don't see many more questions. Product presentation. Why is it's off again? Yeah, I hope this it will stay on. Might be that the battery is still too low. So yeah, again, well, this is the thing that everybody is tinkering with. The NS Panel Pro, which is still not ready, but there was a new update last week, and after that update, something started working. Well, actually, I don't think it will work anymore because let's see if I can show you guys. Where is it? Ah, no. It's not no longer, I no longer have it running, so I cannot show it. But anyway, there was an update. The thing was that this thing is also a Zigbee hub. So you can use it to connect all your Zigbee devices to it, but it really didn't work. So it's a really beta product at the moment. I really feel that they put it too early on the market, and there are other guys on YouTube who created videos about it, and I decided not to because it's not working. And but there was an update, and since that update, I was able to connect other Zigbee devices than Sonos devices to this thing, and I was also able to control the lights with it. So that looks really nice, but I still think, I mean, an automated house shouldn't be about pushing buttons or pushing on a screen. It should only be about things going automatically based on what you're doing in the house or your presence in the house, and everything should be automatically. And I think if you want to view the status of certain sensors in your house, that an tablet is still better. So yeah, Stefan, 3D printing is addictive. It is. It is definitely addictive. Um, so then the other thing that got sent to me was this, and actually this is already like an older device that well, I didn't know that actually, but Bearded Tinker, so Andre, he told me that, well, oh, are they also sending it to you now? It was like, well, actually already a couple of months ago that that this company Seed wanted, contacted me and asked me if I wanted to try out this e-terminal. And basically what it is, it a re-terminal, they call it re-terminal. Basically what it is a Raspberry Pi with a screen, and you can connect all kinds of stuff to it. Um, it is, well, I thought I told them, okay, you can send it to me, but I just want to see if I can run Home Assistant on it, and if it has, or if it makes sense to do that. And then, well, I got this in, and what you see is the Raspberry Pi interface. So yeah, you can touch everything, but it's really small. Maybe it's better if I look a bit like this. So it's really small. Um, so I was not, yeah. Okay, let's see if internet. So I thought maybe I can use it. Oh, I click restore. Will that work? Maybe I can use it to. Oh wait, Home Assistant. Yeah, maybe I can use it as a sort of screen for as a tablet for on the wall. Look, and I can, but it is so small that I don't really feel that it is really working for me. I can use it as a server also, but I'm not sure if it is powerful enough. I actually I have no idea what I ooh I have no idea what I should do with this. It looks nice, but yeah, maybe it's. I think it's not like it's not for me. Um, I don't think I will create a video about this because I don't have a use case, to be honest. And yeah, without a use case, it's not really going to work. So yeah, uh, yeah, Johnny, about that Fire HD. That's the thing. I wanted to buy a Fire HD 10, but they don't sell them in the Netherlands either. And I could order them in Germany, and then in the end of the checkout process, they say, "Oh yeah, sorry, but we are not going to deliver it to the Netherlands." That's yeah, that was that's unfortunate. Um, so tomorrow I have a video at 4 o'clock Central European Time, uh, PM. And next week, so tomorrow's video is about a use case with this thing, and I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, tick the notification bell, bye bye, all that things. And I have some other ideas for the upcoming weeks. One of the things is this, to work with a Shelly plug, smart Wi-Fi plug. Somebody sent it to me because this person contacted me and he said, "Yeah, I really would like to have a message if my washing machine is ready, and I use a Shelly plug, but I cannot get the automation to work. So I tried to give him some advice, but he said, well, you know, I'm going to send you that Shelly plug, and maybe you can create a video. And I thought, oh, maybe it's a good use case to create a video, and then I can use this plug or another plug that can measure the power to see when the washing machine is ready. I've seen multiple people working with that. Maybe you guys already have that running, but that might be some people that like that. Then there's another thing. I have a use case for actionable notifications, so that you get a notification and that you can press yes or no or what you want to do, and then based on that, an automation triggers. That's something that I'm thinking about of creating. Yeah, and let's see. You know, there are always a lot of ideas from people coming in that some videos might be handy to create. So well, I will do that. Yeah, and I would say, guys, if you like. Oh, why is the light turning on? One moment. This is really interesting. This was really interesting. I actually have in the ceiling. I have a smart switch, which is from oh my god, what is an Crownstone, which I got like 1.5 years ago. I'm not using it anymore, but it's still sitting there. And for some reason, it Sometimes triggers. Not, I guess it's mice or something. I don't know. Um, yeah, Thomas, maybe can be. I don't know. Um, what was I saying? No, I don't know anymore what I was what I was saying to you. But amazing, these guitars. Yeah, that is something that's built up in years. um, so yeah, I think that this is the end for now. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So if you like the channel and if you like what I'm doing here, let it know to everybody you know, and ask them to become to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, it really helps. It really helps me. In the end, if I don't get subscribers, if I don't get sponsors, then it will end because yeah, there is, then when the money's gone, then the money's gone. So yeah, that is, nothing is free in this world, unfortunately. So I would say have a good night, uh, enjoy your weekend, and I will I will put the video of, I will send the link to the video to all the members at the moment that I have at the moment, so you can watch it after this stream. And for the rest of the world, it will be there tomorrow. So great. Yeah, Sevak, you can watch the stream later. um, so yeah, thank you so much for being there. I mean, 45 people. That's not, for me, I think that's quite a lot of people, and I hope I could help some people with their questions and give them solutions. So, hey guys, so see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, oh, yeah, we still have one thing. I always forget this. The credits. The credits. Let's see if it works this time. End credits. Is it working? Yay. It's working. Cool. Look at all these people that subscribed and someone became a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really nice. Ah, this is cool. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.